More than 100,000 mortgages were sold to vulture funds in the last couple of years. A lot of these were regarded as non-performing loans where people were in arrears. Some of them weren't, some of them were good mortgages, but for the people whose mortgages were sold, they're now, a lot of them are trapped with these vulture funds that own the mortgages. They're serviced by the likes of Pepper and Start, but they're owned by investment funds. And something like 38,000 of those mortgages, 38,000 of them, they're on variable rates. They're not being offered fixed rates, even though when these mortgages were sold, it was quite controversial, and they were sold in different tranches. And each time when the mortgages were being sold, people were reassured by the central bank and by the Department of Finance and the Minister for Finance at the time that they would keep their full protections, that they wouldn't be in any worse situation than if they stayed with their original lender. Now we're discovering that is not the case, because these people are being heavily overcharged. They're being charged interest rates of up to 9.5%. I'm getting emails from people every day telling me how much they're being charged. They started off on high interest rates. They have no option to fix, so they're being punished as the European Central Bank keeps increasing the interest rates. They're being passed on to these people. These people are being paid through the neck, and it's the next arrears crisis. It's an unfolding scandal. Now, the latest that we learn is that about 2,300 tracker mortgages where the people were overcharged, they were either denied a tracker rate or they were charged the wrong tracker rate. About 2,300 of those people in the five main banks, that's AIB, Bank of Ireland, Ulster Bank, KBC and Permanent TSB, they were sold to vultures as well. So 2,300 mortgages where people were overcharged on their tracker mortgage or denied their tracker mortgage were sold to the vultures. These people are now trapped as well. And about 400 of those mortgages, they date back to before the central bank did its probe into the whole tracker scandal. So it's a very unfair situation which is unfolding, and the government are going to need to act on this. We may need primary legislation to force the vulture funds, which call the shots in these cases, force them to offer these people the same fixed rates they would have got if their mortgage remained with Permanent TSB or AIB or Bank of Ireland, whoever sold the mortgage, because they're at a serious disadvantage. And these are families now who are really suffering, given that we have a cost of living crisis with inflation at very, very high rates, 8.5%, and energy bills going through the roof, food bills going through the roof. These people are being hit with mortgage increases which add up to about €3,000 a year. So, there really will have to be some accommodation made to help these people. It's a huge crisis now that's unfolding.